Welcome to the grey area.
Hey horror heads, the Grey Man here, doing a horror community video for once because I've got a horror haul, a small haul of some horrors. Basically one of the guys on the comic community on Facebook who sells comic books put up a few horror movies and I'm like, and they're only like £1 each. I thought, might as well I suppose. I'd like to make more content of interest to the horror channel folks that watch my channel. So I'm going to start doing kind of reviews. What I've been doing, I'm just going to watch the movie, a video camera trained on me while I'm watching the movie, and just make comments about it as it's going along. So if you know the movie, or even if you don't know the movie, that might be of interest to you. It might not be, but who cares? I'm going to do it anyway. So maybe I'll do one a week and see if I can get some more for the future. But let me show you what I've got anyway. I mean, I can always do it just by watching blinking ones off of Netflix as well. I did do a couple of review ones previously, but I think maybe I'll change the format up. But see how it goes. I'll see what happens. Let me just show you what I've got. So, more frightening than the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, according to the Independent Film Guide. This is Sickle Blood Will Flow. Marty Sickle was a loner who lived and worked in the old slaughterhouse where a young woman was once brutally murdered. Marty was the prime suspect, but lack of evidence kept him free until the night that he murdered the girl's... No, sorry if I said that again. Until the night that the murdered girl's boyfriend and his college buddies broke into the old slaughterhouse, hung Marty and left him for dead. Little did they know, Marty didn't die. There you go. Read that rather crappily, didn't I? Right, the best new horror movie of the year. Starring Tracy Scoggins from Babylon 5, Gary Busey from Lethal Weapon, Jeremiah's Got an Axe to Grind, A Crack in the Floor. Also, yeah, I'm not going to go with that. Something Terrible Awaits Underneath. I'm not going to go with the rest of the cast, it hardly matters. So here we go, A Crack in the Floor. For the past 33 years, Jeremiah has lived alone and he intends to keep it that way. Years ago, the unthinkable happened in the cabin in the woods. It left a loving mother brutally slain and turned little Jeremiah from a happy, healthy boy into a traumatised orphan. Well, okay, that's how the story started. Skip forward 33 years and we've got a gang of happy campers with plenty of attitude, but not much savvy, hiking off into the wild, wild woods where they cram across, hey, a cabin. Throwing encounters with some chicken-dicking rednecks, mentally challenged old-timers, and Kevin, the requisite dumb deputy sheriff, and you've got the perfect recipe for the hiker's holiday from hell. And it's about to get even better, because Jeremiah's a big boy now, and he's sharpening his axe to get even. In the great tradition of recent horror spoofs, it's a spoof, A Crack in the Floor perfectly blends gross-out humour with gore galore, and stars a cracking cast of hot young talent and veteran cult stars. I won't go through the people in it again. That's not... What it is? No. So, no, I won't. I won't go for the cast. Oh, I'm going to go for the cast. Including Mario Lopez, Saved by the Bell, Gary Busey from Lethal Weapon, Rance Howard from How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Bo Hopkins from The Rockford Files, Tracy Scoggins from Babylon 5, and David Norton from An American Werewolf in London. I wonder what part he plays. Who was he in American Werewolf in London? Was he the werewolf? Or the werewolf's friend? Who died first? Right, next one. This is only a 15, but it promises flesh-ripping carnage. 6 crew, 6 days, no escape. Surviving evil. A British documentary crew arrive at a remote Philippine island to shoot a jungle survival special. Soon the crew witness violent movement through the trees, accompanied by eerie cries and dark figures ripping through the canopy. The crew are reading skill not very good today. The crew are unnerved but determined to finish the job they sent. The crew are unnerved but determined to finish the job. They send their Filipino guides Joey and Chill into the jungle to seek answers from the native Isarog tribe. However, all they find are dozens of half-eaten corpses. Presenter and survival skills expert Seb has survived every type of natural threat, but deep within the primeval jungle and at the mercy of horrifying shape-changing creatures with a thirst for blood, can he find a way to protect the team and escape with his life? Wore myself out with that one, because it didn't help that I read most of it wrong. Yeah, so Billy Zane, he's not bad. He's been in a couple of good movies. I think it was Tales from the Crypt he did once, didn't he? Apparently Titanic and Dead Calm, a couple of other movies he's done. Right, 3 more to go. Sorry if this is annoying. I thought it would be fun, but now I think it's annoying. Right. In the 1930s, Adolf Hitler believed the occult held the secret to immortality. Almost a century later, the nightmare has reawakened. A Joel Schumacher film, Blood Creek. Oh, that's a bit hard to read. In 1936, the Walners, a German family living in Town Creek, West Virginia, are contacted by the Third Reich to host a visiting scholar. In need of money, they accept Professor Richard Worth into their home, unaware of the Third Reich's practices in the occult or Worth's real mission, which will keep the family bound for decades to come. Now, more than 70 years later, Evan Marshall's older brother Victor mysteriously disappears near Town Creek for 2 years and suddenly returns very much alive, having escaped his captors. Evan asks no questions. At his brother's request, he loads their rifles, packs their boat, and follows Victor back to Town Creek on a mission of revenge that will test them in every possible way. Nazi zombies! That's all I'm saying. Yeah, there's quite a lot of Nazi zombie movies. And this one, Rage. Spielberg's Duel meets Halloween. Sensational horror filmmaking at its finest. Enough action, suspense and intrigue to fill 3 movies. Rage, this one is called. Rage tells the story of Dennis Twist, a suburban 30-something old man who on his day off from work heads downtown where he unintentionally provokes the wrath of a mysterious and homicidal motorcycle rider called the Biker. The confrontation between the two escalates into a day-long battle of cat and mouse where Dennis must fight for his very life just to survive through the day. That looks like it could be interesting. So I'm not very up on... my camera gone all blurry again. This camera's been messing me about for blurriness, I swear. I think it's gone blurry again. So when it gets up close, it's not blurry. But we don't want to be that close to me because, you know what I mean, I make horror films look handsome. Right, so it looks like it could be quite fun. It's got lots of cool... I was more riveted with Rage than any horror movie in the past decade. It effortlessly changes from thriller to slasher film. Superlatively good. The story is brilliant and the twist is outstanding. Rage is not for the faint of heart. And it unfolds with chilling suspense. A film that needs to be seen twice. Ooh, that does sound rather jolly, doesn't it? And the last one, US unrated director's cut. The horrifying true story that inspired The Hills of Eyes. True story, huh? Oh, that sounds believable. Most of these true story ones, they take one tiny aspect. Someone got killed in the hills. And they blow it up into a massive storyline. Hillside Cannibals, it's called. Based on the terrifying true story of the Sawney Bean clan that inspired The Hills of Eyes. Oh, right, so Sawney Bean was from Scotland. I'm not even sure if he was actually real. I'm sure I remember looking into it and it was like... I don't know if it was actually a real... Actually, I have to look that up again, but I'm sure it was like... I don't think he actually did exist now. I can't remember. I'll have to look that up again. The world's most brutal serial killer was born over 400 years ago. Shawnee Bean and his family pillaged, slaughtered and literally devoured thousands of victims. Even today, the inbred clan of cannibals hides in seaside caves, feeding on the flesh of those who pass by. Yeah, but they don't. They don't. Because this was in... Shawnee Bean was in Scotland. I'm sure it was supposed to be in Scotland. I remember reading a book about it once. I could be wrong though. But there's definitely no... I mean, the Scottish people, love them, but pretty sure none of them are cannibal. Well, there probably might be 1 or 2 isolated cannibal murderers up in Scotland, but there's no clan of them, waylaying people in the Highlands and, stealing their kilts and turn them into haggis. I'm pretty sure that's not happening. But, yeah. Anyway, I need to look that up at Sawney Bean, actually. I'm sure... I can't remember if it's actually how much truth there was to it. Anyway, I'm out of here. Yeah, so I'll be doing some horror review, watch throughs kind of on my channel soon. Cheers for watching. I'm out of here. Bye.